What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be working on the front end of my truck, and this is going to be involving a modification that I wanted to get for a long time now that I finally pulled the trigger on, and that involves the GMC badge right here. Now I finally went ahead and got the Illuminated GMC badge. It looks like it's a pretty simple install. I have the badge back here, and I ended up going with the red GMC. I was kind of torn between the black and red one, but I see everyone going with the black one, and I do love the way the GMC looks. Basically, that's your signature red, is a GMC badge, and they sent you this nice little harness. Basically, I always wondered as well, you know, how this would plug in and actually light up with the truck, but it's actually pretty nice because it looks like it's actually going to tap into the factory wiring harness, and that's a good thing. This is directly from GM, so you don't have to splice any wires or anything. It's basically a direct bolt-on mod. It should take probably, you know, half hour. You do got to pull the whole grill out of the truck. That's going to be the most time-consuming part. But the good part is I never really kind of put the grill back in 100% from when I took my headlights out because they had to get pulled back out. And that huge cover on the top and everything is going to save me a lot of time because I already have that pulled out. But like I said, the good part is it's from GM and it's an OEM part. You'll never have to worry about moisture or anything within the badge there. So without further ado, let's go ahead, pop the hood, and we'll work on getting the grill pulled out and getting this new part installed. So like I was saying before, I never went ahead and put this cover back on, but they had like all these locking retainer clips around this whole piece that you have to start on pulling out, and there's a ton of them as you can see all the way around. I never put it back in like I said. I kind of just left the top piece off like that. I had to tuck away all my wiring for my headlights, which I never did. Could be a waste of time. I had to get them pulled back out, but also too, you gotta take the hood latch lever off. I believe that's a T15, two T15s. Still left the bolts in there. So like I said, you gotta get these two things pulled out. There's gonna be several bolts in the grill here that you have to get removed as well. So basically right now, all I have to do is pop the grill out. You wanna have a couple people with you when you're doing this, especially with me, because I have my bumper spaced. And usually, the way this is tucked in, I do have a little bit more room, fortunately, with the bumper being spaced, but when you pull this out, just be very careful you don't scratch your bumper. You want to have a couple people here, one to hold the grill, one to unplug all the ways behind the grill, and everything like that. So like I said, I'm going to work on getting this grill pulled out. I'm going to have someone hold it and disconnect everything. Then we'll get it on the ground right here where I have the blanket. You know, make sure you have a blanket set up that you're not going to throw your chrome grill on the ground and scratch it all up. So really take your time with this. I'm going to go work on getting this pulled out now, like I said. Then I'll go over how to unbolt this one. I'm not exactly sure how it's in there, but we'll get it pulled out, get the new one hooked up and installed, and throw it back in the truck and see how it looks. Alright, so like I was saying before, the best way to get this grill out after you remove all these bolts is to push it in, then pull up on this gently all the way back, like that. As you can see, it's popping up. After you get all these released, then you're just going to go ahead and pull on the grill. It's kind of just locked in by the center. You're not going to break anything, so you have to tug on that pretty good. So just give it a pretty good tug, and it'll come right out. So then after you get that out, we'll put it on the floor. Then we'll work on getting the badge put in. Alright, so now we got the grill pulled out. I'm not exactly 100% sure whether or not you have to pull the grill out, but for me, it's way easier. It's just this one wire here that disconnects for the camera. Then it pulls out. Like I said before, if you're trying to do it in the truck, you're going to have to worry about scratching the bumper here and everything like that. So it's going to be 50 times easier with it on the floor. And after taking a look around, I didn't really see any wires for that to go into. I assume it has to go into the back of the headlight. Down in here, you cannot get to that one unless you pull the headlight out on the driver's side. So I'm going to come over here to the passenger side, take the fender liner out, and hopefully that provides me more access to the back of the headlights so we can get this wiring harness plugged in. As you can see, I got the fender liner pulled, which provides me way easier access to the back of the headlights. I ended up mocking it up right now, so I have it plugged into the bottom black one. So basically just acts like a splitter. One end plugs into the factory harness, and then the new harness plugs into the back of the headlight. And now I'm just going to go ahead, snake this wire up, get it tucked away. Then we'll work on getting the GMC badge pulled out of the grill. This part's pretty difficult. I'm probably going on like 20 minutes of getting this out, but I'm taking my time. And as you can see, I did not break any tabs. Basically, right in here, as you can see, there's kind of like a hook. There's kind of that little hook piece at the bottom. It's kind of getting held on from a piece from the top and bottom. The piece that's kind of hooked down, the black piece on the grill, what I've just been doing is taking my little screwdriver right here and just kind of prying up on it. I got through all these, the GM, without breaking anything on there. So I'm just going to take my time, get this C off, and then we'll get the new one installed on here. And like I said, I'm not putting these back on, but I also don't like to break stuff in the process. So I'm just really taking my time getting this off. And like I said, I didn't break anything so far. Just going to take my time on this last piece and we'll get it off. So I got the GMC out. This part definitely took me some time. After taking the grill out of the truck, it definitely makes me say 100% you do have to take the grill out in one piece if you do not want to break these tabs. There's no physical way holding the grill on the truck that you'll have enough room to get it out, and it's really only one wire holding it on. So definitely on the floor, a lot easier. I got them all off without breaking anything. This new one's a whole one-piece design, obviously, because of the light part. But I'm going to go ahead here now, get this snapped into here, and then we'll get it hooked up to the truck and test it all out. I got it all installed. One thing that I noticed at the end was I was just tired, and I didn't realize if I just dropped the fender liner on the driver's side like I did the passenger side, I would have had enough slack to run the wire over to here. I got it to work over here, but as you can see, it's kind of tight. At some point, you know, next week, I'm going to go ahead, just when I get the headlights pulled out next week, when I get them reinstalled, I'll just reroute the wire over to this side. It shouldn't be that difficult because I got to pull all this back out anyways. I just wanted to get this installed to see how it's going to look, and it looks really good. Let me kill the lights so we can get a nighttime view of how it's going to look. This is it lit up now with all the lights off. And seeing it now that it's lit, it actually kind of looks black, so I don't mind that one bit. During the day, I'll be able to tell it's red. Then at nighttime, it'll look black anyways. So very happy I went with the red. I was kind of torn, but now seeing it on here and how it's actually going to look at night and stuff like that, really happy I went with the red. Alright, so that's about it for this video, guys. Just if you're watching this video, you know, be sure not to do what I did and route the wire down over here on the passenger side. You can route it to the driver's side. I just looked down in here and I was like, oh wow, that one's way easier to access because I didn't want to pull the headlight out. But then I realized, you know, if I would have dropped the liner on the driver's side, it would have been the same thing. I was kind of in a rush because I really wanted to get this on here. But if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Start this conversation. We got no relation.